think on Monday, and whether he would consider being a special master in this to help administer the Aurora Victim Relief Fund. This was the next logical step on building on this kind of collaborative process. Ken is legendary for going out and talking to each victim, the family members, making sure that he takes input from all of them as they try and design a system of distribution of the resources. He is the single most nationally recognized expert in these kinds of funds with various tragedies and disasters. I want to make clear that he has no self-interest in this. He's not being paid. He is not charging the city or the state or the fund for his plane fare or his hotel room. He is completely without self-interest, but doing this as a patriot in the purest way. When he and I talked earlier this week and framed this out, one of the things that impressed me so much was he had just a great sense of urgency, that this had to move forward. It had to be fast and more rapid. He's met today with the 720 Executive Committee, the Community First Foundation Board, and I think there was a meeting of the minds, and they recognized the potential here, that we all agree that it can help us, and more importantly, he's able to help the victims and the families of the victims. So we certainly look forward and need his expertise, and we're going to utilize that expertise and experience to be as fair as we possibly can and make sure that we get these resources distributed as efficiently and as effectively as humanly possible. And I am tremendously grateful for his generosity to our community. Now I want to welcome Rich Osley, representing the 720 Recovery Committee, to say a few words.
Good afternoon. My name is Rich Osley, and I'm the Special Advisor to the 720 Recovery Committee. Ken Feinberg has offered this community a great gift with his willingness to provide his expertise. Over the last few weeks, the 720 Committee has listened to the families of the victims through 3 group meetings, individual conversations at their request, and a survey. This input will be shared with Ken Feinberg. The 720 Committee will also participate in providing guiding principles and protocols to Ken as he develops the fund distribution process. There is so much work that needs to be done in the community recovery process. While the Aurora Victims Relief Fund is a critical component of the community's recovery process, Ken's leadership with the Relief Fund will enable the 720 Committee to focus on the longer-term community-wide healing process. This includes, but is not limited to, community-wide mental health and related services, leveraging and coordination of public sector funding and in-kind resources, and the coordination of resources to meet the accessibility needs for those who have sustained life-altering injuries. Thank you. I'll introduce Marla Williams now from Community First.
Thank you, Rich. The Community First Foundation Board of Directors is absolutely thrilled to have this opportunity to work with someone of Mr. Feinberg's renown and the opportunity to learn from him and to work with him, and the fact that he's doing this without compensation truly is, as already been said, a gift. So we're looking forward to that. We've had so much respect for the work that the 720 Committee has done, and especially so many of the people on that committee who are from Aurora and really understand that community. So the ability to work with them, the work they've done to gather input from the victims, we really feel like it's really a step forward for us, and we appreciate the opportunity to build on that with our relationship with Mr. Feinberg. It is the sole purpose of this fund has always been to assist the victims, and I think with Mr. Feinberg's assistance, it is a wonderful way of moving forward to make sure that that mission is accomplished. So I really do want to first and foremost welcome Mr. Feinberg to our team.
Thank you very much. I've had a very informative and valuable day today here in Colorado, meeting with the governor and his staff, meeting with the representatives of the various foundations. I've already spoken over the past few weeks with 3 or 4 of the victims who have expressed their concerns about the speed at which this money should be distributed, the fact that it should be distributed quickly without restriction, and that there is a sore need for victims to receive these designated funds. So I'll be working over the next few days and weeks, not only with the governor and his staff and with foundation representatives. Most importantly, I'll also be eager to hear from the victims what their concerns are, what their complaints are. But I must say what's vitally important, and this is what the governor emphasized to me, is the necessity of getting this money out to those in need and who have suffered terrible, terrible loss. Why am I doing this? First, you don't say no to the governor. That's the first thing. When the governor calls, he's quite persuasive. But secondly, I think I'm doing what millions of Americans would do if asked. I've had some experience doing this, so I get the call. This is not rocket science. This is trying to take a limited pot of money, distribute it as soon as you can, as quickly as you can, to eligible people in sore need of this fund, of these funds. And if I can help the state of Colorado, and especially these victims, in trying to get the money out and learn what we've learned in the past at Virginia Tech, 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund, the BP oil spill fund, Agent Orange with Vietnam veterans. If we can learn from that, apply those lessons quickly here in Colorado to do the best we can to distribute what is obviously inadequate. No amount of money can do justice to these victims who, through no fault of their own, life's misfortune. We'll do what we can. So I want to thank especially the governor and all of his representatives. I'll do the best I can as quickly as we can, and I hope that we will do the very best we can to get this money out as fast as we can to these victims of this horrible tragedy.
I have a quick question for Mr. Feinberg. And you touched on it, I just kind of wanted to clarify. Many of the victims, as you said, have expressed concern that the money get out fast to them directly, not to some third-party organization. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that's the goal.
How fast is fast?
Well, I'm here for the first day. We'll try and quickly, in a matter of days, hopefully, certainly weeks, get the claim forms, get the protocol available, fully transparent, let victims have a chance to comment in emails to me or phones or meetings, hear what they have to say. But you're absolutely right. Speed, without restriction, ASAP to eligible claimants. There's not that much money, you see, with all of this tragedy. It's got to be, you have to make some Solomonic judgments as to what to do with this money. And we'll do that and be prepared to explain it and justify it.
Mr. Feinberg, you've taken quite a bit of heat regarding the handling of the BP oil spill funds. How will this be different?
It won't be. I fully expect that there will be heat, that there will be criticism, that there will be anger and frustration. How can't there be that? These families, these individuals horribly injured, did nothing wrong. They were trying to enjoy an evening out at the movies. And anybody who expects that there won't be that type of frustration and anger, just like BP, just like 9/11, just like Virginia Tech, I expect it, and it sort of goes with the territory.
We also heard that you reached out to the governor for several weeks but had not heard back. Is that true?
did I attempt to reach the governor. The governor called, and as soon as the governor called, the governor immediately expressed a desire a few days ago for me to get out here as soon as possible. I adjusted my schedule, and I'm here at the governor's request, and I plan to do whatever the governor expects in the way of prompt, quick